Okay, let's talk about productivity. If you're a founder or just a high achiever, you've probably tried every hack in the book. But what happens when those super celebrated systems just don't stick? You feel like you're failing, right? But maybe, just maybe, you've been sold the wrong tools for the job.
This quote right here, it gets to the very heart of the problem. It makes you ask a really powerful question. What if this constant struggle with productivity isn't a personal failure? What if the system itself is the problem?
You know, for so many ambitious people, this is such a familiar story. You've downloaded the apps, you've read the books, you've tried all the methods that everyone swears by, and yet you still feel behind, you feel disorganized, and maybe you're even getting a little burnt out. That feeling, that's the performance trap.
Now, here's the thing about these tools. They aren't inherently bad, but they are incredibly rigid. I mean, when that meticulously color-coded calendar or that strict hour-by-hour plan completely falls apart by Tuesday, what's our default reaction? We blame ourselves. We think, I just don't have enough discipline. We never blame the inflexibility of the tool itself.
So let's completely reframe this. Instead of a personal failing, let's think of it as a hidden cost. We're going to call it the method tax. And this tax is the #1 killer of the operational stamina you need to run your business and your life.
So here it is, the crucial point. Every single time you force yourself to work against your natural energy flow, like trying to do deep creative work when you're in a total slump, you pay this tax. It's this invisible cost that just drains your energy, shatters your focus, and slowly chips away at your morale. Honestly, it's a direct path to burnout.
Just take a second and really think about it. Does your current system give you energy, or does it feel like you're in a constant battle? Are you fighting your own instincts just to feel productive? If the answer is yes, then you are almost certainly paying this tax day in and day out.
To really see what this looks like in the real world, let's walk through a quick case study. We're going to look at how this plays out for a founder who is genuinely trying to do everything right.
So here's our founder. She's smart, she's incredibly driven, and she adopts one of the most highly praised productivity systems out there. Her calendar becomes this work of art. Every single hour is accounted for in these neat, color-coded blocks. On the surface, it looks like peak performance.
But here's where the conflict starts. Her brain, her natural rhythm, it operates in these short, intense, 45-minute sprints. The system she adopted, though, demands these long 2- or 3-hour deep work sessions. She's essentially forcing a sprinter to run a marathon, and it is absolutely exhausting her.
And this is the critical diagnosis. The problem was never her work ethic. It was never about a lack of discipline. It was a simple, mechanical misalignment. The engine she was trying to use was just fundamentally incompatible with her own internal operating system.
So what's the fix? Well, we have to stop trying to force ourselves into a pre-built system. Instead, we need to build an engine that is designed for us, and this is what we call the Rhythm Alignment Protocol. It's really the core architectural brick of a truly sustainable high-performance engine.
This slide just lays out the contrast perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. Rigid, external rules that are constantly fighting your natural energy, and they inevitably lead to burnout. But on the right, that's the new model, an adaptive, internal engine that follows your energy, which is what creates sustainability and real, genuine momentum.
This whole approach is built on a few really simple core principles. It's about self-awareness, not about stricter rules. It's about honoring your energy cycles, working with your peak moments instead of against them. And maybe most importantly, it's about building a system around what you're already great at.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually start? How do you make that move from a state of forcing productivity to one of natural flow? Well, it all starts with one small, super simple action.
Seriously, try this today. First, just identify that one window of time in your day where you feel the sharpest. Maybe it's super early in the morning, maybe it's late at night. Then, protect that window and schedule just one important, meaningful task inside it. That's it. You're already starting to work with your rhythm.
When you get down to it, this small step is part of a much bigger strategic pivot. We're moving away from what you could call performative efficiency, just looking productive with fancy calendars, and we're moving toward organic velocity. And that's that feeling of effortless, sustainable, forward momentum. So the final question is pretty simple. Are you ready to stop paying the method tax? Are you ready to ditch the one-size-fits-all rules and finally build a productivity engine that is perfectly, uniquely, and powerfully yours?